Welcome back to another episode of Paper Talk. Today we have a really special guest that I'm actually going to pass the mic over to Jessie to introduce because it's a fellow Canadian. So Jessie, take it away.
Hello. Well, I'm so excited to talk to this individual, this artist, this creative I've known for several years. I followed her from the very beginning of my paper flower journey as well. And as a fellow Ontarian, we've met up as well. And it's just been wonderful to see this artist grow. So welcome, Laura Richey of Pucker Up Paper
Yay!
Lips and Two Clever Designs.
Hi. It's so nice to see you guys again.
I know it's been a long moment.
It has, but as Jess said, I've followed each of you for so many years. It feels like we've known each other for a long time, and being able to meet Quynh and Jess. Haven't had the pleasure yet to meet Sarah, but I feel like sometimes we've had some really good chats, so I feel like I do know you as well. And that's honored that you've been following me for that length of time. That's crazy. Thank you.
I
I
know.
appreciate
But
it.
think about like how long you've been in business, how long you've been an artist, you know? Like it's been quite some time and you've done so much.
Yeah, I would say it's been in the flower business probably 12 years now, I would think, since Sebastian was 3. Oh my God, he's almost 16. So yeah, probably 12, 13 years. So that's a crazy thought. But I
Yes.
have been doing that for that length of time. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's been really incredible to see all the projects that you have done throughout your entire career. The red carpet, major brand deals. I mean, Britney Spears reposted one of your lips. I mean,
Yeah.
amazing. And it's just
Yeah.
incredible that I feel like our paper flower or our paper craft is so niche. And to have this command on the world stage where so many eyes can see it. And it takes a creativity and it takes a personality to be able to make this.
Yeah.
And we all are all different, but we fit into this niche in such an amazing, wonderful way. And I'm so glad to call you a paper crafter, to be honest, Laura.
I very much appreciate that. Papercraft, that's a good blanket. Absolutely.
I mean, you started out making paper flowers. You're a cardstock specialist, right? Can I call you
I
that?
am.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely say yes. I have definitely tried my hand with crepe paper, having gone to a workshop with you two lovely ladies, and it just my fingers just don't like it as much as cardstock is what I'll say. I just, I know Sarah probably may agree with me, but when you figure out how the paper bends and moves and you can manipulate it just probably like you can with crepe paper, it's very hard to step away from that
Yeah.
when you've taken so many years to learn that technique that I've tried. I really have tried to love it, but it's just not in my wheelhouse, and I love paper. Like, I was thinking about the questions that, Jess had sent me, and I'm like, I love paper.
Yeah.
Like, just paper, like the color, the sheen, the texture, everything. I just love it, and it's probably why I've changed a little bit from flowers into more sculptural and then into lips now, but I just love it. I love paper.
And speaking of paper, I mean, what do you love about it? And then cardstock, I guess. What do you love about it? And then what is the most challenging thing about working with cardstock as well, in your opinion?
What I love about cardstock is the variety of colors, the
Yeah.
ranges, the texture
Hmm.
can, from matte. I'm sorry, I'm just looking at my wall, but
Yeah.
it can range from a matte to a glossy to a sparkle to a pearl to an iridescent to a shape or not shape shifting, color shifting
Yeah. I mean, the lips behind
rainbows.
you, they look like jewels.
I know.
Yeah, that's my new paper with
Yeah.
sorry, I'm so
Love
And I know
excited
it's
about
paper,
those.
but like they look like little jewels.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that paper, I just again stumbled across it, and if you know me, you can know I have like a stash of paper, and I forgot I had it and pulled it out, and I was like in the light when we actually had sun, and I was like, oh my God, this stuff is beautiful. I got to try making something with it, and yeah. It's just how it bends, how paper bends and reflects the light. It's just amazing. Yeah. I just love paper. It's
Yes.
weird. It's really
These like
No, we
tools that you
understand.
use too. I know your everyday tools, which is really interesting as well in terms of how you manipulate the paper and I
yeah,
like, and you've talked about it in the past and I mean
yeah,
they're simple everyday tools, but it's just
yeah,
the way you use them
yeah.
that is so unique and interesting.
Absolutely. When I do flowers, chopstick is my favorite tool. I have wooden ones, I have plastic ones, I have ivory ones, but they are my favorite tool. I have them I'm in my office upstairs, and I can see 5 of them sitting on my desk right now. So, like, they're one of my favorite tools. Again, it's something that I think came one day with dinner,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna try this." But, yeah, using the everyday tool is pretty cool,
Yeah.
easy, and, you pick something up and you get used to it, like, I've definitely watched enough videos of Sarah doing stuff and have pretty much purchased every little tool that she has, and I'm like, "I didn't even think that would work," as just getting those fine little edges, and I'm like, "Oh my god, that's perfect," right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, and again, yeah, I use my Cricut. I do have a silhouette, but I'm not a lover. Maybe that will change, who knows, we'll see.
Yeah.
But my ruler and my favorite pair of, scissors that Quinn gave me and the tool that picks up, vinyl? Have you ever seen that picker tool?
Mm.
Those are my
You
3
go to.
things I have all the time because that makes my score lines, my edging, even my veins in leaves,
Mhm.
like, that is my favorite tool, so, yeah, it's funny. It's little
Wow.
No,
things
I pick
that I
I
use.
picked up this tool. So I did like clay throwing, pottery, and I picked up this toolkit where it's like the spatula, but many different shapes of spatula that are thin and metal. Those are actually really fun to use for spreading glue, scoring, just a different way to get different textures and lines in. So
Yeah, absolutely.
I
It's
Yeah.
know
funny what you can use.
yeah.
Let's go
And I
back
love that
to
the chopstick could be, like, such a versatile thing, like, anybody could pick it up. So when you do have a tutorial or a workshop, like, this isn't a tool that's, like, so hard to find, you can literally use
Mhm.
chopstick. I actually
Yeah.
use a bob stick for my workshops because
Yes.
I have to provide it for each student, and I'm not gonna buy
Yeah.
this, like, professional metal thing, even though it's, like, somewhat affordable, like, I just use a little kebab stick because that's all you really need. Unless you really
Yeah.
get into it, yeah.
No, I totally agree with you, Sarah, and when I did, I don't a while ago, I did 4,000 or something like that roses for Lancome, and I actually put every flower on a kebab stick or a
Sure.
wooden skewer because they needed to put it into a box. I was like, "That's an inexpensive, stem." Let's just say
Yeah.
that. So,
Yeah.
anyway,
Effective
yeah.
too.
But, yeah, I have those everywhere too.
Yeah.
Let's bring this conversation back to that shift, that significant shift that you had. So I mean, when I started following you, and I've known you to be a paper flower artist,
Mm.
and then suddenly there was a shift to using paper in a different way. Can you tell us a little bit about what was behind that decision and what you were thinking?
COVID.
COVID.
I have to
Yeah.
say it 100%, it was COVID. I was booking weddings, I don't know, 60 to 100 weddings a year at one point, and little, like, I'm talking little weddings, right? But, um, it stopped when COVID happened, right? And I had to do something with my hands. I've always done sculptures in the past, like, for window displays and stuff like that, and I had a pair of lips sitting in my living room, and somebody commented, "Oh my god, I really love that," and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I haven't made those in forever." And I found a pack of paper that I saw, and I'm like, I wonder what that would look like as a lip," and I made 9, and I posted it, and I got a reaction from a very famous lip artist. She DM'd me and she said, "I really love those lips. Would you like to maybe do a collab?" And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, it's 11 o'clock at night because time difference." And I was like, "Holy cow, of course." And then I said, "By the way, I did all of the flowers for the launching of your makeup line." And she's like, "No way." And I'm like, "Yep, I did them for all the Sephora's launching her new makeup line." Anyway, so we got chatting. So then it shifted from there. When she recognized that she liked my work, I started to do more lips, and it just kind of went from there. She and I did a collab for a few months, and that sparked it. And as you say, the Britney Spears repost is of her hand holding my lip, and then she has reposted my lips again. And I have done lips for some celebrities over the years, and that's kind of how it was a whirlwind. It was really fast. It
Mhm.
was fast. Yeah.
So it's kind of like people saw it and they knew they wanted it, right? It was something, I guess, that was kind of there was a vacuum in a way, I guess, something missing, and people saw it and they were like, "That's what I want." That's so
Yeah.
cool.
Anything 3D, like anything that is 3D
Yeah.
grabs attention, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm going to go back to Sarah, but Sarah posted the other day of an orchid. And I was like, okay, that is beautiful because it comes out of the wall. And of course, the freestanding one, but like anything that comes off the wall, people seem to gravitate towards. I mean, there's beautiful pictures of orchids or lips or whatever, flowers, but just adding that dimension to it
Mhm.
totally captivates people. And it's an industry that hadn't been tapped, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
At least not in, well, not Canada and not as much in the US. Definitely it's huge in Europe, but because I know a lot of I've shifted into more of the low poly group of people I know now,
Mhm.
as well as the paper florist. But it's a lot bigger in Europe than it is here. But anyway, I'm trying to bring it here more.
No, I think it's so cool. I mean, the sudden shift, and it's such a natural shift as well in terms of using the same medium, what you know best, and taking advantage of what you love about the material as well, whether it's the color or it's the variety and the finish. Do you use do you use your Cricut or do you hand cut everything? Because I mean, like, I can see a lot of bows behind you, and I know you've done a lot of production work as well. So, you have a system in place. But so what works for you in terms of this paper lips?
It honestly is a good 50-50. It's taken me years to master the classic lip that I do, the this one here, that style there.
With the
And
teeth?
yeah, with the teeth. I've imported that into my Cricut and I've manipulated how that template looks
Yeah.
so much that that I can only use my Cricut. Now, the jewel tone lip, they're all done by hand. Just because I can move around the house and do that.
Yeah.
I can I just yeah. It's a good 50-50. That's gotta be the honest answer. It's a 50-50, depends on, if I am doing
Mhm.
like when I did the stuff for, Too Faced, I had to do just under 600 lips. That was all done on my Cricut. Like,
Mhm.
I had, like, 5 Cricuts going at once
Yeah.
just to get that mass amount, and then everything's hand glued, of course, and
Yeah.
sculpted and put together, but if I want them to look identical, then I definitely have the aid of my, cutting machine. So, yeah, but there's a lot like, my flowers are definitely all
Yeah.
done by hand and hand cut and stuff like that. Some intricate parts are definitely done on the machine just to
Mhm.
keep consistency, but it's
Yeah.
a good 50-50, we'll say.
Well, it's crazy because I know you do a lot of or you take on a lot of projects that are like hundreds and thousands. How do
Yeah.
you manage that? Because I know it's just you. And
Yes.
you have Sebastian as well.
Yeah.
To be honest, like, I mean, with kids, like, I have kids that do not, don't have any learning disabilities or anything at all. And still, like, my mind half the time is with them, like, oh, this is what they need to do next. Oh, my son's struggling with some of his French work. Now I got to think about, okay, how am I going to help him
Yeah.
with that? Like, I can only imagine how like strong that boundary must be in your mind of like
Yeah.
focusing on work now, and then I'll deal with, you know, the kids stuff later. Like that
Mhm.
boundary that you must have, that wall up you must have, must be like super strong, or else I don't know, like, how do you do it, Laura?
It definitely my husband and my eldest son definitely help a lot with that. Max, my other son, when he was younger, would, help me cut. So he would man the machines when I was doing, like, my roses and stuff like that, like, he would do that for an hour. But then, like, flowers, as you know, can be done anywhere in the house, right? So I would have buckets, and I think I've showed that buckets of flowers, and I'll sit beside Sebastian and I'll make the flowers, and then I'll go off and glue if my husband, can watch. I mean, he's at an age now where he can be left alone. Like he's almost 16. I can't believe it. But yes, he is always, I'm always listening to whatever sounds he's making. And as a mom, you definitely know if it's an emergency kind of a sound, right? So
Mhm.
it's learning how to adapt wherever I need to be. And that's why I say the machine is probably the quick part, but the assembly, the gluing, all that can be done anywhere else in the house, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, there was glue in every room in our house and glue guns, everywhere because wherever I needed to be, that's
Yeah,
yeah, for them. Oh,
yeah.
that's a good question.
I mean, I guess you would have
I
to
definitely
I
have
guess
like
you have a
a
system in place.
travel version of my
Yeah.
little kit or of my little tool. Like I have a traveling bag that has all my essentials. So definitely something that everybody probably has as a paper florist if you're not just stuck in your table. I don't
Yeah.
think even
Yeah.
if they don't have kids, they don't want to do that on a table all day.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. No, definitely not. No. Yeah. So that's how I've adapted and doing those big orders. Like there was times I think that I was up till 11 o'clock at night and you do what you have to do. And
Mhm,
most of those big projects have a very short timeline.
mhm.
So you pound everything out as quickly as you can, and then you reap the rewards of letting your hands rest or your back rest for a week or two afterwards, right? So,
How many
yeah,
do you
you
make
just
a
make it
day
work.
how many do you make a day when you take on those kind of orders? I think we had this discussion before.
Listen to so many of your recordings and how many yeah, I think one day. Well, see, I do it in stages, but one day I think I did 1,200 roses. Um,
Well, that's
and that
crazy.
was that was yeah, well, that was from the butt of the rose all the way like doing the assembly and then
Yeah,
floral taping it.
Mhm.
Yeah, you get into like I had different stages on
Yeah.
my desk
yeah,
and I
yeah.
could just pick up and go and then drop and it was like I was fast at a
Yes.
time. I don't think that at my new advanced age I can go that quick. Um, but back then I definitely could. My hands are definitely not as youthful as they were back then, but I would say if like a project I did the other day, I think I did mm, 60 flowers in a few hours. But as you know that I mean, any of you, you know a flower and you know that flower so well that you can do it without even knowing you're doing it, right? And that's why I steer my clients towards the flowers I know
Mhm.
I can do fast,
Yeah.
right? So or well,
Yeah.
maybe as fast as maybe they won't want to hear that I do it fast, but that I can do it
Yeah.
proficiently.
Yeah, for sure.
So
Yeah, no, I think I could do a flower within maybe 5 to 10 minutes
yeah.
per flower, but my hands hurt. So I actually max out at like maybe 30 a day, but like time-wise, I only worked maybe 1 or 2 hours, but it's just my
Yeah.
hands would be so sore, so I don't if I kept continuing, I almost can't sleep at night because I have carpal
Yeah.
tunnel. So
Mm.
I
Yeah.
actually tell my company, like companies that want to work with me, I'm like 30 maximum per day. So that means if you want 1,200 flowers, like 30 times however many days that I need would be
Yeah.
the minimum amount of time that I need.
Yeah, sorry, when I meant, like, 900, I'm talking about after I've already done. prepping.
Right, no, me too.
Not start from
I
finish,
cut
no way.
everything. Yeah, I cut
Yeah,
everything in advance, and then this is 30 per day assembly because it's
assembly,
hard on your
exactly, yeah.
hands when you're,
It
pushing
really
down
is, I've
onto the
definitely
glue.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely the blisters have definitely come out, and yeah,
Yes.
I know. It's seeing the light at the end of the tunnel that makes me
Yeah.
go, as it truly is, like, yeah, I understand that. There's no way that now I couldn't probably
Yeah.
do that in can't even think when the last time is, a year or 2 ago, maybe? I can't remember when the last time I did that large of a quantity, but yeah, I would probably be a lot less than I have been in the past. But a couple hours a day of well, I do 6 hours a day of lips typically.
Mhm.
Maybe that's no, maybe that's too many. I get interrupted.
Yeah.
We'll say 5, 4 or 5. But I start really early now. Like I start at 7:30 in the morning and I'm done by 2-ish and depends on shipping. Sorry, off topic. But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I get it. No, I know. I've listened to you and you're like a few and I totally understand that. I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
I have
I think I
gloves
may have burnt
on.
myself.
I have, like, a pressure glove, and if I have to do a
Yeah,
huge
for your
order, like,
wrists.
it
Yeah.
really is like, I'm going into, like, a fighting ring
Battle.
or something. Yeah, like a battle.
I totally understand that. I totally do. And people don't get that when you have that large quantity. They
No.
just don't understand what it does on like not just your hands, like on your physical, your
For sure.
mental, like
Yeah,
And your
everything. It
family.
shoulders.
really does.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And
Like
Yeah.
I mean, you guys fend for yourself. I'm sitting at the table for the next like hours, days without
Yeah.
exactly.
moving. Right.
Yes.
No.
Yeah,
Nights.
we love that we love to be asked, but sometimes we may not
yeah,
love to do it.
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, it can be so stressful. And like you
Yeah.
mentioned, the time frames, right? They're just
Yeah.
often, in my mind, ridiculous.
Yeah.
They're pretty ridiculous. And I've told people who approach me, I'm
Yeah.
like, no, I need XYZ amount of
Yeah.
time. And the thing is, like, yeah, a lot of them don't know, like we were talking about before with the, coordinators and the marketing or events coordinator, events marketing people who reach out to you on behalf of the company is that they don't know what it takes. And half the time you're educating them about the cost, about the time, about what's realistic, because they'll send you photos of things they want. And you're like, do you know how long that might take?
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
And you're
yeah.
giving me 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and you need a sample. Laura, like, every time I send you someone, the reason why is because I trust you completely.
Oh,
Like, your work ethic is, like, 100%, and I know that if you can't do it, you'll tell them professionally as well that you can't do it.
I
But
appreciate that.
sometimes I send these along to you, and I'm like, "I don't even know if Laura can do it." Like, I think these are kinda crazy, you know?
You know, you know what drives
Yeah.
me bonkers is they know these projects months and months in
Yes,
advance.
that's the thing.
We are
yeah,
an afterthought. It's like, oh, we
Yeah.
could add this 2
yeah,
weeks
Yep.
out. We're
And
like,
we need this, huh?
yeah. And we only have this much budget left to take care
Yes.
of this. We're like, but if
uh-huh.
you had known it months ago, you could have budgeted in to get the
Mhm.
quality and the quantity you want in a timely manner. So if
Absolutely.
you are a marketing person out there and you have to deal with this, please keep that in mind for us. If you want our product, please respect our time and our professionalism to be able to deliver this in a timely manner for you instead of having us
For the
like
sake of
kill
our hands.
ourselves. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, or just have nobody accept it because you need it within 2 weeks, and it's just like,
Yeah.
well, I have other stuff to do. Like, why
Yeah.
should I bend my back to do this for you?
Yeah.
And, like, no offense to them or anything like that. It's
Mm-mm.
partly education,
No.
partly maybe, from the back end, they have all this other stuff to confirm. But yeah, I mean,
Sure.
Sure.
Quinn,
Yeah.
you're right. I mean, at least, like, put feelers out there and be like, "Hey, I have a
Yeah.
project coming out. I love to work with." So this is the thing too. They always say, "I love to work with you," but, here's the thing, and you're just like, "Well, I can't drop why should I drop everything for you?" That's my question.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I've
Yep.
never worked with you before. I don't care who it's for. It might be for I mean, obviously, at the beginning of your career, you're like, "Oh my god, it's for
Yes.
this
Yes.
big brand. I
Yeah.
really wanna work for them," whatever. But my
But the
beef
thing is you're not really working for them.
no, you're
And
not.
that's the thing that people may not understand is that It's not Lancome that has reached out to me. It is a marketing company that has hired them to do a Shoppers Drug Mart that is promoting a Lancome, and therefore they want it to look like their brand, right?
Yeah.
So, oh my gosh, you've worked with this. Like somebody asked me to make a list, and I'm like, okay, I'm making a list of all of the
Right.
companies,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, the brands, not the people that have paid me that I've worked for, right? So I'm like, yeah, it may look, I love it. Don't get me wrong. I
Yeah.
love all of the projects I've ever done, but it's not that, well, Cartier's, it may be the only brand that, oh no, I got to retract that. There has been some brands that have reached out to me from their marketing, in-house marketing,
Yeah.
and they're good, same thing, but still, yeah, it is an opportunity. I guess that's the easiest way to say it and the
Yeah.
nicest way to say it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
It's work. Ultimately,
yeah,
it is
it
work.
is.
It is
It
work.
is
It's
work.
paid
And I
work.
mean, again, at this age or this um time in my career, I always find that funny. Just think that this is my career, but because I love it so much, that it is okay to say no. And it is okay to give them your feedback, like you
Yeah.
said, like I mean, it's not realistic to have this amount of product done in this short period of time. Plus, you may have to source it. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
we in Canada don't have, or in Ontario, we don't have more than one craft store. We have one craft store. That's
Mhm.
it, right?
That's so
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. And they get shipments every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So, it's very difficult to get large quantities of things. I think I remember Sarah having to go and drive all over finding white paper at one point.
Yes.
See, I think I don't stalk you. I really do.
Yeah.
But it's true. It's true.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, to find a certain color or a certain texture or certain something like that.
Yeah.
Yes, I have probably more paper than Michael's does, my local store
Yes.
in my basement, but that's years of
Yeah.
getting there, right? And they're not all the same
Yeah.
color or whatever. So there is that time frame that people have to also remember, hey, they need to get their product in
Yeah.
too, right, to make it. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's an
It's life.
educational thing for sure.
100%. Yep.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
definitely
Yeah,
is
absolutely.
educational thing.
Yeah.
I know.
So, I mean, Laura, do you do more lips now or paper flowers? Or
Lips.
how do you balance the two? I mean, you technically have two brands and two businesses.
I do. And some people have asked me to amalgamate them and I can't. I hate to say it, but flower people are flower people and lip people are lip
Yeah.
people. Majority of my clients for my lips are all they're injectors or medical professionals in
Mhm.
in in enhancements.
Mhm.
So they may not want a wall of flowers, right?
Yeah.
Which some do, some have, but not all.
Mhm.
Balancing it out, I would say that's something I need to work on. I pay more attention to the one that's bringing me in the sales
Yeah.
versus maybe the one I love
Yeah.
more. Like I do love flowers. I'm looking into my dining room right now and I see my flowers and I do love them.
Mhm.
But my lips pay me
Better?
more
Yeah.
than my flowers do.
Yeah.
They have brought in more sales than my flowers ever have. So yeah, it's it's been a learning thing, but I don't know how to say that in an easier way. Balancing, I think flowers right now is just more of a love for myself making them
Mhm.
versus making them for other people. Like I don't
Yeah.
advertise weddings. I haven't gone to a wedding show in 6 years, 7 years, probably because my kids are getting older. I want to be with them on weekends,
Yeah, for sure.
before they decide, well, one decides to go off to university. But, like that's a lot of commitment. Those shows are a huge commitment. And
For sure.
there isn't a lip show.
Yeah.
So, it is a good shift, but, I've been thinking about it a lot that I want to teach again, or start to teach, I should say, teach
Mhm.
flowers
Yeah.
more. I watch every tutorial that Sarah's ever put out. No offense to
Thank
either of
you.
my other two lovely ladies, but she's been my
Understand
medium,
it.
right?
Yep.
So that's why I do love all your, trust me, I ooh and ah and marvel at the flowers that both Quinn and Jess do out of crepe paper and like how you style them and just blows my mind. It just does. But I do watch a lot of Sarah's daily because she inspires me maybe mentally. I haven't yet got out all that stuff yet, but I would love to do just teach
Yeah.
instead of making mass wedding stuff. Now, for anything advertising, like sorry, for like projects, I will still make flowers. Like the one I sent out today for a sample. Again, I don't know who it's for. I don't know what it's for, but I did love that because those are the flowers I've perfected, so I can do them at a large quantity without hurting myself. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So that I don't that I enjoy. I enjoy doing that because I've mastered those flowers so well that I don't have to I don't really have to think, and I'm sure
Yeah.
Sarah's the same way, like, or either of you too. If you're doing something that you've done so many times, it's just like second
Riding a
nature to
bike.
me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, exactly, and I enjoy that. I do. I actually do love when I've had hundreds of flowers because I love the look at the end, right? When I
Yeah.
see them all done.
Yeah.
Maybe not right in the middle, but at the end, I love it. So, yeah. I
Which
don't know if I answered
flower
the question.
which flower is the flower that, you can do with your eyes closed?
My rose.
A rose?
You want me to
Yeah,
grab
me
it?
too.
Yes, grab it.
I think a
Yeah.
rose is definitely
Once you've
I
like
think the
nailed
rose
it.
is definitely my yeah, easier one and not easy, but it's just you just know it. It's like muscle
You just
memory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
so
So
pretty.
that one there, like, like
oh,
it's just like I know
gorgeous.
exactly how many pieces of paper it takes. I know how to cut it, how to glue it, how to put it together,
Take
right?
it.
And it makes a huge impact on like when you're doing large quantities like I've done in the past. It's beautiful. Simple but beautiful.
Yeah.
Like unless you're wanting something like I mean a dahlia or I'm looking at ranunculuses, I'm like, there's no way I'd make ranunculus more than like
Yeah.
two
Or
in a day.
dahlias. Dahlias
Yeah.
are hard. Yeah.
Yeah, my one dahlia, it's in my other room, is my favorite dahlia, and I've mastered that one. And again, it's too much on the
It's a lot of
hands
Too
to
many
yeah.
do
layers too. Yeah.
Yeah. And I've seen
The
you
exactly
rose is
curl
where
it
just
and
right.
everything. It's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Takes
yeah,
a
to
lot.
curl yeah, those ones take a lot more like, as I say, I can trade secrets, but I can do like Sarah probably we stack and we curl at
Oh,
the same time, like I've seen her
yeah.
stack and curl, right? So
Yeah.
I can do
Multiple.
one yeah, as one's cutting.
Yeah.
So,
A
like, I've
dahlia is
mastered
like 50 petals or something, so you can't
it's
stack all of
crazy.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you can't. The one that I do, yeah, it's in like sets of I do them in sets of 2. That's the
Mhm.
extent of that. Flower can I mold at once is 2
Yeah.
layers at a time. My tattered rose, which is one I just shipped out, that one I do in layers of 3. Again, it's just because I've done so
So many.
many of them,
Yeah.
right? That I just and I love them. They're still as beautiful as the first time I learned how to
Yeah.
hand cut it, and I could tell you when I learned that, but I've definitely changed it over the years, but
Yeah.
I do love that.
I have a question for you guys. I was talking to my husband friends and they just got a 3D machine plus a laser machine. And I'm wondering, how is that affecting you guys with the Cricut and Silhouette on the layers of paper? Because now the laser can cut the paper without burning it. Is that a thought for both you and Laura on the evolution of paper cutting?
For me, no.
Why?
Yeah, I don't like the smell and I don't like it in my room. So then ultimately, like honestly, I haven't tried a laser machine that doesn't have a burn mark. So the one that I have, it has a burn mark, which I was like, no. But then if I guess maybe my mind would change if I did try one that didn't have the mark, but ultimately I don't want it in my space. That means I have to do it outside.
Yeah.
And that's just an extra thing to set up and make sure things are safe. And I know way too many people personally that like burn down their house with the laser machine. So I am
Oh
super
my
scared.
gosh.
Personally,
That's crazy.
yes.
Yeah.
Like
Like, Sarah,
I can't do
like,
that.
I have multiple machines, right? So if I'm doing a big project, I have to be 100% honest, 7 crickets. I don't have them all out at once, but I do have them out when I have a big project. So for me, it would be the same. But again, I can control it and I can see it.
Yeah.
Now, um,
And it
Chantel, I
won't
don't know if
burn
you've.
down your house with a cricket.
No.
Yeah.
I do wish one day, maybe the next evolution of our cricket technology would be that we could layer like stacks
Mm,
of paper. I don't know when that would exist or if that will exist, but that would be amazing if we could even do like three sheets of paper per time
yeah.
instead of just one at a time. But honestly, for me, I do have several machines, but I thought when I timed myself, the timing for me, I must be way slower than Laura, although I thought I was pretty quick, but I could only have 3 at a time to be efficient with changing it out and putting it back on and then having things ready. So only 3 for me works. If I have the 4th and the 5th one, it just sits
It's gonna
there
sit there.
waiting
Yeah.
for me to
It would be
attend to.
whatever, like, yeah, I get that. It would be
So
maybe if you were doing different petal sizes, that would be the
mhm,
only way I would, like, if you're doing like a large petal on like different stages of the flower. Yeah.
yeah,
It is like Survivor when the ball comes down and you have to go one and
yeah,
it's it's
The
the
yeah,
next
same
one
thing.
It's
in,
a juggling
everything out.
thing.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you
Yeah.
have an assistant, maybe there would be like
Yeah.
it would make more
I
sense if
have
there was a person that would help
yep.
you heal and put it back, peel.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, the
Yeah.
peeling actually takes time.
It
Mhm.
does.
Yes.
And the
Mhm.
mats.
Clean. Yeah.
Yeah, the
The
mat.
mats, the stickiness goes away. How often do you have to change them out, or how do you make it more sticky? Because we've had conversations like you spray on another adhesive to kind of get that stickiness, but it
Yeah.
doesn't really work that well.
For me, when I was doing flowers, I was going through maybe 10 a week, but I would go and buy them when they had them on sale for $3 a piece. To me, that's worth it just to chuck it because to take the time to clean it, yeah, you can. If
I
you're
know.
doing
But it's not the
occasional,
same.
no, it isn't. So and
I
there are
agree.
so many knockoffs out there now
Yeah.
that you
Decent.
can, like, I personally love the Maker, like, the Michaels brand over Cricut. It has a better
Okay.
adhesiveness. So, I love that. I have gotten other brands from Amazon, but the Make from, Michaels is, for me, better than the Cricut.
That's
So
good to know.
but, yeah, I buy them at the end of the year when they have that big massive sale. So
Yeah.
and I have a stack.
Yeah, with
So
all the thousands of flowers you have to make, that
Yeah.
comes out of nowhere. You can't
it
go out and
does.
buy it.
Yeah, it does, like, I'm actually running low, I think I'm down to 30, but, yeah, so it's yeah, you learn over the years what works best, and I've definitely there is adhesive out there, that you can put on, and it does make it sticky again for the next, like, 4 or 5, and
It's not worth it.
for me, it's not
It's
worth
not
it.
worth
If
Yeah.
it.
you're an
If it
occasional
breaks,
craft
yeah.
yeah, like, I've cut through my mats
Yeah.
from using them too much of the exact same shape,
Yeah.
right? So,
Wow.
yeah,
Yeah.
Mhm.
yeah,
That makes
Yeah.
sense. That
I
makes
wanna
sense.
say
yeah,
Yeah.
maybe it's like 100. I wanna say when I did a huge order, it's like maximum I wanna say somewhere around 100 cuts, 100 of the same feeding. That's when it starts wearing out that stickiness, and then I start getting aware of like, "Oh, man, I have to go get another mat," like, around 100. So, it's
yeah,
actually not that much in a sense, especially if you're making 1,200,
Yeah.
flowers, yeah. So, if you're doing like
yeah,
1,200 flowers and each flower, say it's a sheet, sometimes
Yeah.
it's more than a sheet, like, I did
mhm,
a peony and I think it took 3 sheets of paper. So, that means it's 1,200 times 3. So that's that many more paper. I know there's a lot of math that gets involved with paper flowers. It's really shocking.
It
yeah,
is.
it really is. Absolutely, absolutely.
So, Laura, what do you see as the evolution of your business?
Whew, that's a good question. I would love to continue to make the lips for sure, and it was funny. again, reading through the message that Jess had sent me, I must have shared something about creating lips that have things inside them.
Yeah.
I've only done it once, and I thought, man, that is something I want to go to the more arts side, like extreme arts
Mhm.
side, where I'm using different types of mixed media, different, like I would like to, but I'm fearful of it, of setting out that amount of time, that amount of product on something that somebody else may not enjoy. And
Mm.
then I feel like I've failed, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's always in the back of my mind with the lips or paper sculptures in whatever form that could be. As I say, I would really like to get into teaching or like teaching someone else's course locally. Like,
Yeah.
there's not a lot local here for crafting wise. As I
Yeah.
say, we have one craft store and they
Yeah.
don't even allow classes anymore.
What?
So, yeah, Michael's doesn't offer
Why?
any classes. Like, you
So you
can't,
can't even rent out their room.
only for birthday parties. Yeah. So, but I would like to, because I used to teach scrapbooking way back in the day, and I've got still a lot of friends that want to learn, or, you know, they may not have a cutting machine, or they may not want to buy a template, or they may not want to, or they may watch the tutorial but need somebody to show them in person. I
Yeah.
That's what I would like to do. I would love to do that more because it's satisfying to take a flat piece of paper and create something so beautiful that's going to last
Yeah.
forever, or at least a very, very long time, and be proud of it and
Yeah.
give it as a gift, or have it in your home,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So those are the two things that I'm going to try my best to work towards.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think it'd be
I-
good teaching. I mean, seeing other people. Also because like you're saying with your focus right now on the lips in terms of selling as a product,
Yeah.
the flower side becomes more personal. It becomes more like an exploration for yourself that you're doing for yourself. And then you happen to make something beautiful and want to share it. And teaching it is just the best way to do it. Other people will also kind of join in with into your joy. And I think, yeah, you have so much you could share, Laura. And like in terms of business wise, it's just another way to diversify your income as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
If let's say the flowers aren't bringing money in terms of selling them, teaching, is a great way. And we were Sarah and Quinn and I have been talking about this because a lot of influencers will tell you they make like seven figures when, I mean, it's not from their product, it's from teaching. It's
Yeah.
from selling these like, their programs, their different
Yeah.
Says
templates and from like their big courses. And that's how they make the money. It's not from, I'm gonna throw it out there, pattern surface design, like I don't know. Like we've been very like we're very honest in our masterminds and our podcast about like where our incomes come from, and we all
Mhm.
teach, right? And to be honest, like a lot of last couple of years, because I've kind of held off on doing commissions because they take me so long to do, and I haven't wanted to like make things for people. I want to make things for myself. I've had to really lean into my teaching income because that literally like funds my business. So everyone that's bought things from me, like I'm so grateful because it runs my business. And yeah, I mean, I think, in addition to obviously earning income and money from it, it's just a really good way to show your face because otherwise no one knows who's the person behind it. And being able to kind of share it, I think would be really cool. Or even like I think I talked to you about this before. Like, I think you have local like cultural centers or like vendors that sort of have the same feel. I'm sure like you can work with them to set up, you know, workshops, at least at the beginning. And then once you get like people knowing that, oh, you teach, and then they'll be like, oh, where are you teaching next? And then you can definitely invite them into your home studio and be like, hey, oh, because sometimes I know like you put it out there and you'd be like, oh, it's like crickets, like nobody, is it because nobody's interested? And it's not necessarily that. It might just be like the wrong time, wrong date, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? It just doesn't work out. And when you're trying to invite people who are local, then you're looking at more of a narrower population, right? Smaller
Mhm.
population of people who could be available. So sometimes, yeah, like I rely on other people to also market not just myself, but other people to market for me because it's a lot of work, right? It's like it helps when you're kind of working with other people too. But
Yeah.
I think it'd be
Yeah.
so
Laura.
cool, Laura. I want to see you teach. I
Yeah.
mean, you've been to our workshops. Now I want you to teach. And I
Yeah.
think
I
you've come
know.
to our workshops enough. I think you
Okay.
know.
I have a brilliant art installation that I think you should think about that because ever since you were talking about pushing the boundaries a little bit, especially with your lips, immediately in my head, this is what I envisioned that you could do is a giant lip with a straw that people can look in to the mouth to see words that are coming out or what food people are consuming. Make it political, make it environmental. I think it would be so interesting to push the boundary of making people think what comes out of their mouth or what they consume in affects them, the world.
Mm.
That would be so interesting as an art gallery piece for people to act with, to think, and to push. I think it would be really, really fun.
That's a
Yeah,
great
you
idea.
got me thinking now.
Right? I'm still thinking about it. It's like the
Yeah.
potential of putting things, because that's what got me started was like, what can you put in your mouth? Like, do you want to create these pieces? What if
Mm.
you could make it even more so? I don't
Mm.
know. I think that would be so cool to see.
Or the
That
two
is,
combined, yeah.
yeah. Yeah,
Flowers
Yeah.
for
and
sure.
lips combined. That'd be so cool
Yes.
as well.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. We'll have to talk about that more, Quinn.
Yes. Please do. Reach out to me. I'm thinking, and it's just kind of like, it makes me really excited. Like, this could be a really fun piece for you to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need something to distract and do something different.
Yeah. You know, it'd be really if adding Sebastian in and asking him about this and what would come out and combining this art display with him.
Well, as you know or may not remember, he is nonverbal, so he doesn't have the ability to have a conversation, but he definitely loves looking at what I work on.
Yeah.
And he has sat in my room with me and watched the machines work. Um, but it would be nice to incorporate something with the understanding or the awareness of autism for sure, because his mind works so much different than
Yeah.
mine
Wouldn't
does.
that
So
be really fun to see what is in his mind and what
I
he's
would.
able? Yeah.
Oh my
Yep.
Yes. Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
I would. Absolutely.
Oh my gosh, that would be amazing.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
moving on to our special fun part of our episode that you probably know, we always ask, what have you purchased or what have you done that brings that spark of joy in your life right now?
Just it I am missing my Ted Baker more than anything ever, and when I find a piece of his clothing,
Yeah.
shoes, right now it's shoes, in a Winners or Marshalls, that brings me so much joy. He's my he was my
Yes.
favorite, designer because of the
Florals.
floralness,
Yeah.
Yes.
right? I have a good collection of Ted Baker, and when they shut him down, a part of me died because I just
And no
there's
words like in
nothing
florals now. It's like,
I know.
Yeah.
There's nothing like walking
yeah.
into a store, like a Ted Baker store.
Yeah.
I've been to the one in Toronto, I've been to one in England, I've been to one in Utah. Like, I've been to different ones around, and there is, like, no more joy. Like, that brings me so much joy
Yeah.
walking in there, and, when I saw a pair of his shoes or a purse, I'm like, "Yep, that's mine, it's coming home," because when am I gonna see it again? So, that definitely
Yeah.
brings me my joy is
It's so true.
my Ted Baker finds when he
Yes.
doesn't exist anymore.
I
Yeah.
love his floral
No.
dresses. They were
Mhm.
just so
It's
gorgeous.
floral anything. I have a bathing
Anything.
Yeah.
suit. I have a bathing suit that is of it, and I'm like, "That was such a good find." But like you
Yeah,
said, like, where else are you gonna find something like that where it's consistently floral?
yeah,
Like, you want your floral fix? Okay, go to Ted Baker and just look at a piece. If you can't afford it, maybe just look at the scarf or, something small, but yeah, they so reliable.
yeah,
I
his
was
stuff is just it's like, I
It is
found
beautiful.
in a vintage store again, whatever, I don't care, it just has that label on it, and it was birds and
Aw,
dogwoods, and I was like, "Oh my gosh," I'm
yeah.
like that brand
Yeah,
knew how to
for sure.
bring color and bring
Yeah,
flowers and bring whimsy and just and femininity. It was yeah.
yeah,
So that's my joy.
yeah.
Yep, buying his stuff wherever I can
Wherever
find
you
it.
can find it.
Yeah, wherever I can
Yes.
find it. So, yeah, exactly.
I know, things like that.
Yeah.
Love it. How about you, Jessie? What is sparking joy in your life this week?
This week, what is?
No more snow.
Yes, there is no more snow. It is, but it's still so cold today. It's still like 0
Oh, no.
degrees. You know what? Just, I've been using Desirs, which is a
Mhm.
Quebec art company, I guess.
Yeah. Supply.
Supplier, yeah, has a retail store, but they also have their own, like, in-house brand, and I've been discovering more of their in-house brand because, let's be honest, like, professional artists, mediums are super expensive, and sometimes you just want a little bit of it, but I've been using their in-house brand of, acrylic gouache, and it's in a liquid form, it's like a low viscosity one, and it comes in like a what I like is it comes in a squeezable bottle. And after using, a lot of professional um, paints that are really thick, it's really annoying because I always need to water it down, either put some medium on it or water. But this stuff is so low viscosity that it's like it's more like a pouring acrylic, but at really affordable price, like $10, like 9.99 for like I don't even know how much is it. It's like 250. So it's not it's a good size. So it's like the size of a mug. But yeah, I've been using that and they also have pre-made colors, which sometimes I do like to cheat. Like, why do we need, the red, yellow, and blues, right? When we have like pre-mixed colors that we can use, it's just so much easier and faster. Yeah, so every time I go to my Cairo, on my way back, there's a Desirs. And so I kind of pop in there and see what colors I need. And so I've grabbed all the greens. I have some of the other colors, but I love that it's matte and I love that that they're pre-made colors from a bottle. I know it sounds so bad because technically, as a painter, they're always like, "No, you shouldn't," and it's just snobbery sometimes. But I'm like, I don't wanna mix it. It's hard I have to say, though, it's hard to explain to people what that color is if it is a pre-mixed color, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't wanna waste my time mixing small amounts of color and then, like, having to make more when I can squeeze it out of a bottle. So anyways, it's, Dixier's, it's the acrylic wash, the low
Nice.
viscosity one. Yeah.
Yeah. How about you, Sarah?
I was like thinking while Jessie was talking, but I just got a new watercolor palette and it's from I think Daniel Smith. I think is one of yeah, I think it's the brand. And it's there's just nothing so nice about something new, like a new palette. So
Yeah.
I just since Jessie was talking about paint, it was nice to finally just,
Daniel Smith
you
also
know,
has some really beautiful colors. They're a really good
yeah,
brand. They're a professional
and
artist brand,
investing
yeah.
into one because definitely like theirs is a little bit pricier, but the color is definitely like more pigmented. I don't know. Like
It's
it's
more
just
intense.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's more intense. So there's less like you can add more water and there'll still be enough color. So
Mhm.
I do like using watercolor mainly, but I use all sorts of random ways to color my paper. But
Yeah.
the problem with gouache and acrylic gouache, that was my issue with it being too thick or is it too watery, right? And like you of it.
Viscosity? Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean that's good to know that you found something that works really well. But
Yeah.
yeah, I just bought a new palette so it's nice, and I can't wait to just use it. I don't like, I have nothing to paint right now, so I'm like, "We'll wait."
Yes,
Yeah.
you will.
What about you, Quinn?
So we never got snow and we never really got freezing temperature. So our weather here is 3 weeks earlier than normal.
Wow.
So the everything's blooming already. It's
Wow.
ridiculous. And so I've been going to a lot of garden shows, a lot of nurseries, and started collecting plants again. And I think
Mm,
this year there's two variety plants that I am adding to my list that I really want to concentrate on is getting the double hellebores and
mhm,
then garden roses. So
mm.
I'm so fortunate. Yvonne has over 50 garden roses and
Wow.
she's like, I'm going to get rid of a couple. Would you like some? And so it's like, yes, please. So she's giving me a couple of earth angels and some other really wonderful scented ones. And
Yeah.
then she happened to go to Flower World, which is an amazing nursery in my area. She found a Martha Stewart one for
Oh,
only $50, I believe. And then she also found for me a Coco Loco, which I had
that's
to add to my
gorgeous.
collection. So I am expanding. But the crazy thing is, like, because I live in a townhome, I can't really plant things in the ground. And so she says, you need to go find
Really big
giant
containers.
containers.
Yeah.
So pretty much like a 24-inch diameter
Yeah.
across and in depth. And so I'm like, okay, I have actually places for that. It's not going to look great, but the aftermath of having the flowers and the roses bloom is going to be amazing. And then I spent a while in her garden helping her strip all the leaves. So because this year, Alicia Sweetie at Flirty Fleur went to a garden rose kind of a workshop, and they were saying this year black spottings is going to be even worse, and slugs is going to be worse.
Mhm.
So in preparation for it, you're going to strip all the leaves, make sure that you do slug repellent. There's
Mm.
so many different ways out there
Yeah.
to get rid of slugs. So be on top of it this year.
Yeah.
It's going to
I
be
do it.
bad.
I do have to
Yeah.
clean my garden. But see, I've been listening to also like the quote unquote native gardening people as well, and saying not to clean your garden until May, for us anyways, in Ontario, because there are like bugs and bees and all of them living in like underneath all of the leaves and in like the stems. So I'm like, when am I supposed to actually clean it up? Because like you said, what if it gets really warm quickly?
Yes.
Right? Then I do have to clear some stuff up. I do have to prune, some of my plants. And so how do you kind of find that balance? I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just throwing it
Dedicate a
out there.
small corner where you can leave all the breeze over
Everything.
there. But yeah, I think, and also put out bird seeds and other things that they can have. Do little bubble baths. Well, they're called bubble baths, but for bees, where you
Mhm.
put little rocks or stones that they can land on without drowning because they can't swim to drink water. So
Oh,
you
that's
can
so
leave little
cute.
yeah. So just be mindful. But also, you spent a lot of money on the garden. So you got to make sure they survive too. It's a good balance.
I know. We'll see. Well, the snow has just cleared, so I think we're talking too
Yes.
fast right now. Too quickly. And the snow's supposed to come
Laura.
back in the weekend, so
No.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, Laura, thank you so much for joining us. It was really great
Thank you.
catching up with you.
It was. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Yeah. No, thank you for sharing with us like what you've been doing in the past couple of years. And just, I mean, we've been seeing it from, off in the distance and seeing like all the wonderful things that you've been producing, but also super curious about how you were doing. Because yeah, like you said, COVID really, threw a wrench in a lot of our businesses and our paths as well, right? Not just in yours. So it was
Yeah.
it's great to be able to catch up and see you again.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nice to see your faces and actually talk to you.
Yes.
Yeah. That was great. Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're so welcome.
Yes. All right, everyone. See you next time. And if you've enjoyed this podcast episode and you like Laura, please make sure to follow her and follow us and give us a like, because every like and follow really does count for us.